Hi guys, we know some of you guys out there in the Turning Tide community have a magic circle at home, so here is a short sequence you can try. Take your magic circle and place it between your thighs, above your knees, and then go ahead and lie down on your back. We're going to start with Pelvic Bridge. Make sure your knees are in line with your feet as you're squeezing the circle. And on an exhale, start to roll the hips and then the spine away from the mat, lengthening up into Pelvic Bridge. Take a breath in at the top, holding it there, and exhale, sink down through the breastbone, bringing the spine down bone by bone, back to neutral. And again, rolling the hips off and lengthening up into Shoulder Bridge. So you're squeezing the circle all the time here, making sure you're keeping the knees in line with the feet and ankles. Feel like your shoulders are nice and relaxed, chest is nice and open. Do one more here. Keep squeezing that circle and lower down. And then we'll switch to having the feet or the legs inside the circle so that the outsides of the thighs are pressing against the circle. So again, just above your knees. And same thing, exhaling on the way up, inhaling, holding at the top, and exhaling as we lower the spine down bone by bone. So it's only a gentle push on the circle. You just want to make sure that the circle isn't going to fall down your legs. And it's just like any other pelvic bridge that we practice, where we want to find that nice straight line from the shoulder through the hips to the knees at the top of the bridge position. And keep even pressure through each foot into the floor, especially as we're moving and peeling the spine up and peeling the spine down. Also keeping equal tension on the circle on each side, each outer thigh. And again, nice relaxed shoulders and wide collarbones. And then we'll move on to some abdominal work. So holding the circle in the heel of your hands over your chest, and then bring your legs to the tabletop position. We're going to start with single leg stretch. So take a breath in and exhale as you stretch one leg out. And inhale, pull it in. Exhale, stretching the other leg out. Inhale, pull it in. So keep the torso nice and steady. The hips are nice and steady. If we want more of a challenge, let's come up to chest lift, holding the circle just over the knees. Exhaling, stretch out, inhaling to pull the knee in. And for more challenge again, we take the circle and the arms over the head, just in front of your ears, while the legs continue the single leg stretch. And then let's go into double leg stretch. So the circle comes right over the knees. We take an inhale and stretch arms and legs out away from center, and then we exhale as we pull the arms and legs back into center. Inhale as arms and legs extend away from center. Exhale as you hug them back in. And then take a moment, take a rest. Then we're going to place the ball of our feet into the inside pad of the circle, holding the other side. Make a little rocking motion with your body and roll yourself up to a seated position. Now for rolling like a ball, keeping the feet where they are, inhaling back, exhaling up. Making the body into that rounded shape, scoop the abdominals in, inhale back, exhale, roll back up to balance. So don't roll back onto your head or neck, just to your shoulders. And really find that balance point just behind the sit bones at the top. And now for roll up. So place the circle between the arches of your feet. From a seated position, sitting tall first on top of the sit bones, bring the arms out in front, and on a long exhale, roll back off the sit bones and roll the spine down bone by bone, as slow and as controlled as you can. Take the arms over the head. Inhale the arms back over the shoulders, and then exhale as you peel the spine up. And just come to a seated position first. And exhaling, rolling back down as controlled as you can. Taking the arms over the head on that exhale. Inhale, exhale, rolling up. Squeeze the circle at a sticky point. And this time rounding forward, reaching the fingertips out over the toes if you can. And then take that shape back, pull that shape back, that nice rounded spine, all the way back down to the floor. Arms go over the head. Inhale the arms up, exhale. If you find that tightness in your spine, squeeze the circle. And rounding forward, reaching the fingertips towards the toes, and then pull that shape back and lower down nice and controlled to the floor. And peeling up again. If you've got that tightness in your spine or your back, squeeze the circle at that point. And sitting tall to finish. And then we're going into some side lying. So line yourself up along your back edge of your mat in a side lying position. Your bottom leg is holding the circle down on the inside of the circle. The top leg is resting on the pad on the top of the circle. Waistline drawing away from the mat. Take an inhale, then on an exhale, push the top leg down. So we're just squeezing the top leg down to meet the bottom leg. Think of drawing the thighs together. The bottom leg is anchoring the circle. The top leg is squeezing down. Breathe out as you squeeze down. Then we'll take the top leg and thread it through the circle. And then on an exhale, we're going to try and open the circle wide by pressing the top leg against the inside of the circle. So push the leg up against the circle. Breathe out and push up like you're pulling the legs apart now. You can even keep the bottom leg active and imagine you're pulling it apart as well. Then we're going to pick up the circle and lift it off the floor. So exhaling, lengthening the legs through the center of the circle to pick it up. Pick it off the floor with both legs. Excellent. And then we'll change sides. So remember, setting yourself up so the bottom leg is on the inside of the circle, holding the circle down. Anchoring it to the floor. The top leg at first is resting on the top of the circle. Hips stacked. Exhale as you press the top leg down to meet the bottom leg. So think that you're pulling the thighs together. Push down on an exhale. Use the resistance of the circle to strengthen the adductors, the inner thighs. And then take the top leg and thread it through the center of the circle. So we're going to press out. And you can keep the bottom leg active as well. Imagine you're pushing the legs away from each other. Make that circle wider. Exhale and push out against the circle. And then we lengthen both legs and lift the whole circle away from the floor. So press out on the circle and lift. Press out to lift the circle away from the floor. Keeping those hips stacked, one right on top of the other. Excellent. Then take a moment, come on over onto your back, and we're going to go into some leg stretches. Place the ball of one foot into the inside pad of the circle and stretch the leg up. So a nice hamstring stretch. Keep the back of the pelvis resting heavy on the mat. The other leg can be bent up for stability. Bend the leg and stretch it again, just to release and stretch. Breathing nice and evenly. And really feeling the stretch in the back of the leg and the hamstrings. You might feel a little bit in the calves if you're a bit tight there as well. And then we'll stretch those inner thighs. So if you take your leg out to the side away from the midline of your body, keep pressing the foot into the circle. And you can let the opposite leg turn out a little to help the stability, and take the opposite arm out to the side for a little bit of help with stability as well. So you want to keep the hips nice and level across the front of your body, but keep pressing that foot into the inside of the circle so you get that great stretch. And then we'll go across the body. So if it's okay for your low back, you could stretch out the other leg and then take the stretching leg across the body. Usually you need to swap hands. You can have the other arm out to the side again for stability. And feel the stretch down the outer thigh, ITB area. And then come back up center. And swap legs. And we'll try that on the other side. Start with that hamstring stretch. So the ball of the foot is in the inside of the circle. Keep the back of the pelvis resting nice and heavy on the mat. You can bend the knee for release into your chest, then try and straighten it straight back up to the ceiling again. And then we'll go out to the side to stretch the inner thighs, so this foot presses into the circle and we take the leg out away from the center line. Remember, the opposite leg can turn out here a little as well to help keep your stability through your pelvis, and the opposite arm can be out to the side as well along the floor to help with some stability. And then bring it back up. Straighten the other leg out if it's comfortable for your low back, and then take your leg across your body this time. Just stretch the outer thigh and outer hip. Keep pressing your foot into the inside edge of the circle. And keep breathing evenly. And slowly release out of that stretch and relax. And I hope you enjoyed our short magic circle sequence. See you next time.